Hey guys, so today's vlog is very kindly sponsored by squarespace.com. If you need a website, just head over to squarespace.com/Stephen Hanna to start your free trial and to get 10% off your first purchase. So today's vlog is going to be a little bit different, I reckon. Everything that I normally tell people about being prepared, about planning, about scouting out locations, it's just completely gone out the window this morning. It's just, I think, around 5:30, and literally we planned this around midnight last night. I've absolutely no idea where we're going. We're in the middle of a Sperrin somewhere. We've just parked up. I was literally sent a Google Maps address by Tyler and said meet me here, so that's what I've done. And yeah, so that's a really good start. There we go. So yeah, it's, you may be able to hear that, it's raining outside, it's windy. The roads were quite flooded on the way up, so this is just a case of winging it today. I have to admit though, I'm not feeling overly motivated. Whenever I got up this morning, it was raining at home. However, there have been little patches of clear skies, which is kind of promising. The only problem is there's still a lot of low cloud in the sky, so we will see. We'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. If we're not out, we can't get the shots. So sometimes you just got to take the gamble, and hopefully it's going to pay off. So this morning, guys, we are up in the Sperrins. I'm not actually sure where we are. I think it's called Vinegar Hill Loop. I'm not actually sure, so don't quote me on that, but we are up for sunrise. Sunrise is happening back this way here, and it was actually a really nice sunrise, but we are shooting this way. So basically, plan is to try and get some really nice side lighting coming across the image, so it will be coming hopefully from that direction and down the valley behind me there, if you can just see down that way. So compositionally, it's a little bit of a tricky one. I only brought the 10 to 24mm lens, so I really would have needed the telephoto, probably like a 70 to 200 or something would have been ideal, because there isn't a massive amount of foreground interest. What I am using is the road down here, which kind of twists out nicely towards a clump of trees. So at the minute I have it in frame and using it to lead the eye further down in and just create a little bit of depth. But the rest of the area over here is just a bit, it's a bit dull basically, and maybe it's just because the light's so flat at the minute, but it's not overly interesting, so I'm not really sure whether this is going to work, but we will see. The hill over to the left where the sun's coming up is quite high, so it's going to maybe take a little bit of time before the sun actually gets up and lights up the valley, but fingers crossed that this is going to work out. So we're still just waiting on something happening here. It's just hard to know what's going to happen, to be honest. Filter wise and the kind of the camera settings, shooting at ISO 100, shooting at f11. At the moment my exposure time is only a second, so it's still fairly dark, I guess, but I'm not using any kind of ND filters. This is quite, I suppose, strange for me, because other than the likes of Glencoe and places like that, I tend to always shoot coastal stuff, so a lot of the stuff I do, it does tend to be with longer exposures so that I can get the blur of the water and the sea and kind of create a bit of movement, whereas up here the only thing really that's moving is the clouds. So there's quite nice structures in the clouds, so I don't really want to blur them out just into like, kind of like lines. So I'm not using anything other than the polarizer, and to be honest, at the moment I've actually got it unpolarized, so I've got a little bit of a sheen coming off the path down here, just to lift the foreground a little bit. And I've got a 1.2 ND grad by Format High Tech, one of their Firecrest grads, on the sky, and really that's it. And to be honest, I'm just waiting now on light, because the foreground is really going to need light. The only concern is that because the way the hill and the valley sloping, part of it may be in the shade, and I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but we will see. Hopefully, if it does rise quite soon, we might get some really lovely soft long shadows kind of skipping across the valley. So that's the plan, but we need the light. We need the light. So we're still waiting for light to hit the foreground. We've been treated to a couple of really nice rainbows, one of which is still hanging, just maybe able to make it out just in the distance there. And yeah, this is just getting a little bit frustrating for me though, because I want light on the foreground and I'm not getting light on the foreground. But we are getting some really nice moody images, and it does look like there's going to be some more rain coming across, according to Tyler, our weatherman for the morning. But yeah, just going to stick the shark caps on here, I think, just in case. Yes! Yes! So we are jumping with joy here. We are getting light. We have got a rainbow. Brilliant. We have got moody skies. Finally, the light has come out. Finally, it's come out.
Oh, that is so nice.
Happy days. And what's really, really good about it is that it's actually not constant light. It's just little shafts of light that is hitting certain parts of the landscape.
There's another rainbow coming out to the left hand side.
Okay, so we now have two rainbows. We have two rainbows. And the first one is actually, the first rainbow is actually getting stronger. This is like just completely bonkers.
Oh, the light's gone.
It's gone. That was literally about 20 seconds, wasn't it? 15, 20 seconds. And it's actually coming back again. Here it's coming back. So getting up at 4 AM, coming to a location that I knew Tyler would bring me to, and we would get epic photos, because he always does, truth. So what I'm doing, I've actually rotated the polarizer a certain way that's going to really make the rainbow stand out, because depending on what way you rotate the polarizer, you'll actually pretty much wash out the colours in the rainbow. So I'm just being careful to make sure we're getting as much colour as possible, and I'm actually underexposing the image, so I haven't really changed my composition. I'm still using the old lane or the old roadway as the lead-in line, but the foreground is really dark, and hopefully it's going to just create a very, very moody image. So it's going to be something that's going to be really different to what I normally shoot. Exposure time at the minute is 1/6 of a second at f11 ISO 100, and I'm still just shooting with the polarizer, and there's a 1.2 ND grad on as well. Are we going to get a couple more seconds of light? It's coming across back over there again, so that is our view. You can see just above my head there the rainbow. Pretty epic. So that's us off back home. Fantastic morning, definitely worth the early start. I think it's like whenever you're coming to a new location, certainly this was my first time here. I know Tyler's been here before, and you're kind of coming in the dark. You're not really sure what you're going to be seeing, what compositions you're going to be getting, and all you can really hope for is something dramatic to happen, something really special. And initially I had wanted light, and I wanted light in the foreground, and thankfully I didn't get it, because what we did get was definitely a lot more special. Really dramatic rainbow, dramatic clouds, and just little pockets of lovely soft light. And yeah, so definitely really worth the early start and worth a morning out. A massive thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's vlog. To start your free trial, why not go to squarespace.com/Stephen Hanna to get 10% off your first purchase. Like me, why not make your next move with Squarespace?